I think first of all, we should install this weather app. They've just offered me access weather instantly on your home screen. That'd be nice. Let's add that. Where are you? Hooray! Now, we'll drag this a few pages across. Come on. Yep, there we go. And we'll put you right. Oh dear. You're going to get in the way of the time. There. How about that? That's nice. We've got another row up here that we can deal with. That's very pretty. 6:39. I'm an early bird. Alright. Let's take a look at what we wanted to take a look at. That would be the weather forecast. You know what? I might read this at the end. So what are we looking at today? We're looking at well, let me start by saying this, or asking this. What would you do if you were working with a colleague who was being broadcast live on television, but it was so hot that day that even with the air conditioning, he dozed off on live and national television? Let's take a look at his explanation for why he took a nap during broadcasting. Naughty, naughty. Next on Raheem Reports. Under the weather. Dramatic moment, weather expert faints during live BBC News bulletin. Scientist Dr. Mark McCarthy was on the BBC's news channel to discuss the heat waves rocking the UK when he suddenly began to pass out. By Josh Salisbury. And this story is brought to you courtesy of The Sun via Raheem Reports. Next on Raheem Reports. This is the shocking moment a weather expert fainted during a live TV broadcast. Scientist Dr. Mark McCarthy was chatting with presenter Anita McVeigh when he dramatically passed out live on air. Dr. Mark McCarthy was chatting to presenter Anita McVeigh when he passed out. The unfortunate scientist began looking unwell before dramatically fainting out of shot. The manager of the National Climate Information Centre was appearing on the BBC News channel to discuss the recent heat waves. Things began normally during yesterday's broadcast, with the Beeb's Anita cutting to the live feed and saying, "To talk to us about all of this, Mark at the State of the Climate Report. What can we say about the weather in the UK? Have we got firmly established patterns now of warmer and wetter weather?" The weatherman began to explain the findings of his report, replying, "One thing that we are seeing is..." Concerned presenter Anita asked the weatherman whether he was okay after he ducked off camera. But the scene took an eventful turn when the expert paused, closed his eyes, and ducked out of shot, adding a "sorry." He valiantly tried to battle on against his faint, telling the news anchor he was okay, but Anita suspected otherwise and cut off the interview saying, "Mark, perhaps we will try to come back to you, and I do hope that Mark McCarthy there is okay." The scientist, who is managing director of the National Climate Information Centre, is now reportedly much better. He looks like he hit his eyes. Looks like a little black eye there as he hit the floor. The man himself later cleared up the confusion, explaining on Twitter, "Note to self, avoid passing out on live TV." So he did faint. "Ever so sorry at Anita McVeigh at BBC News, not my finest interview." But Anita kindly replied to the apology, saying, "All sorts of things happen on live TV, and you have nothing to apologize for, Mark, at Mark PMCC. Hope the rest of your day is less eventful." Others also offered up their support for the climate scientist. Dave Tunner said, "It was the most British passing out I ever saw. Glad you're okay." While Twitter user Joe added, "I let my kids know you're okay. They were very concerned about you." The expert reassured his followers that he is now feeling much better. Very good. But it just shows you how hot it's getting in England and on the planet if a professional news reporter, a professional weatherman, an expert at reading the weather, and someone who is competent at live broadcast couldn't take the heat in arguably an air-conditioned studio. Let's take a look, see are there any other stories. Yes, there are, but we'll be reading them after this report. Now, is there anything else? Oh yeah, take care during this planetary heat wave. This heat looks to be continuing into the near future. We seem to be having sporadic rain bursts, and then 1 and 2 weeks of drought-like conditions, and then another sporadic rain burst, and then another 2 weeks, 3-4 weeks of drought-like conditions. So drink plenty of water, appreciate the fact that water is still coming out the taps, and just be sensible. Slow down, don't be so quick to anger, and enjoy your day, if at all possible. Now, what else? Oh yes, share this news story with as many people and places as you possibly can. And remember, free news, baby. Real news, baby.